Hey guys, Mike coming back with a quick mail day video I've gotten over the last few weeks. Um, some nice pieces, modern, and one major piece I got for the bench collection. And I'll show that last. Just a few things. Historic Autographs came out with this all-time sets, and they came out with three different card variations. Um, Featuring the 41s play ball set, all with Hank Greenberg representing the set. I showed the first one in a previous video, and I got examples of the previous two. Now, they make like 100 variations, and they're not that nice to where I'm going to go try to get all of them, but um, I'll show you the examples I got to put in the collection. And this is both of them, of course, are 41 play ball. One with the circle with the Hank in it, and the other one with this, I don't know what you'd call that design with all the stripes and such. But it's good to see Hank in the newer products just here and there. And he was actually on a Topps Now card with a Riley Green. And it says, Joy's Tiger Royalty with 22nd home run before the MLB All-Star break. And, of course, Hank must have done it first because he's on the card with him. And nice to see Hank on a Topps Now card. So I was glad to get that. And this year's Tier 1 he's actually in. I don't know if I'll go for the rainbow. The one of one's already been sold. There's a 25, and I saw a 5 pop up, but they're asking pretty ridiculous numbers right now. I got this one at auction. This is, of course, I always prefer green variations, being Hank Greenberg. Green for Greenberg, as I tell Brian all the time. This is numbered to 10, and it was at auction, and it actually went pretty reasonable, I thought. So glad to see Hank in the new Topps products. He does have some one-on-one cuts now that actually have his picture on them, since apparently they got the license back from the family to use his likeness, and they got the you can see Detroit on there. It's not airbrushed out or anything, so very cool. It's another bet relic for Hank. That's like all of them are, but top shelf relic card. Of course, for Hank, that's the only relic card you ever see is a bat. But I love the green, and I love to see him in new products. And a couple of nice ones here. This is a 1972 TCMA. Then there's three 1972 TCMA cards. TCMA did a lot of reprints with like this set's from called the 30s, and it features this big set. It came out in 72. There's like three different cards they issued that year. I think a 36 Gaudy reprint. This one here is just an awesome picture of him fielding at first base, and it's actually autographed. Never seen this before. I got it a few weeks ago. A recent auction actually had one in it, which surprised me, but I haven't got this slabbed yet, but that's a beautiful design, beautiful card. In an action shot, which you don't see a lot of Hank cards like that, and he autographed it, probably in the 70s. But the 72 TCMA sets are nice, and they're hard to find. I don't know a lot about those, why they are, but very glad to finally get one of those in the collection. And this one is one this is only the second one I've ever seen. Brian has seen one, I guess, a few years ago now. And this is a postcard from the London Chop House, host to Detroit's Gourmets, postmarked June 2nd, 1947. I asked Brian, and I think his is postmarked just a few days apart. But these were probably sold at the, I don't know if they had a gift shop or what at the London Chop House, but it says, baseball mortals Hank Greenberg and Joe DiMaggio bat the breeze instead of the ball while dining at the London Chop House. So Brian and I together have only seen two of these over the years, 15 years, 20 years, and we both have one of them now. And since they were dated just a few days apart in 47, we assume they just sold it at the gift shop or wherever they did their advertising for a short period of time, because these would pop up just because Hank's popular, but DiMaggio is probably even more so. Um, so very cool picture. I love the ties back in those days. They were a little different than what you see more conservatively today, which is saying something. But a very rare piece. I'm glad after Brian got the first one, I never thought I'd probably see another one, just because of being kind of, for a restaurant and everything. But and not seeing them over the years, you would think they would pop up with two big names like that in sports, especially those two. And but glad to see it, glad to get it. An awesome card for the collection. And this is a major pickup too, because Bench Top Sterling's, I've said many a time, is my favorite all-time set for Bench. Not so much the newer issues. I like when they did in 2006, 2008. He wasn't in 2007. 9, 10, and then they stopped making them for until like the early 2020s. But for years now, these booklets, they came out with a number to 7 version with a corresponding number to 1 version, 1 of 1. This one's a Hall of Fame cutouts. Another, this is another Hall of Fame, but it's got his autograph put on, kind of like a triple threads type of design they used. One thing I liked about Sterling is not they used pants, jerseys, caps. You'll see gloves sometimes in them. Bats, of course. They usually had anything they could do with the player they had. So that's the second. There's 5 booklets. That's number 2. Third one says 2-time MVP. That's number 10 of 10. And this is the corresponding 1 of 1. So I've got that. Then the fourth one is another autograph issue, number 10. And this is the corresponding 1 of 1. And then the fifth one is this one here, number to 10. I've never had the 1 of 1. I looked for years. I've never seen it pop up until about, I'd say a year or two ago. It popped up and somebody wanted something crazy like $2,000, $1,500 for it. And I told him I didn't know whether to tell him or not that I collect these. I need that one to finish my collection, and he wouldn't drop the price at all. I guess he figured he could hold it hostage, as I've heard some people say about 1 of 1 cards. But he's had it up for sale for a long time, off and on. He had it, I think, recently for $1,500, and I contacted him again and said, can we work a deal? And he dropped it quite a bit. It's still a little more than I wanted to pay for what I think it's worth, but just to finish the set, I went ahead and got it. So thank you to the guy that sold this. And now I've got the final 1 of 1 for the 5 booklets. So glad to get that and finish it off my Sterling set for the 2008 booklets. And then there's one more booklet they came out with. I got this many, many years ago. In fact, when I first started collecting in 12, I think, I got this shortly after the Sterling Bat Barrel. And that's just, they didn't make a number to 10. That's just a plain 1 of 1 right there. But after all these years, I've been doing the set for probably since 2000. I don't remember. I think 2010-ish, somewhere in that area. And I finally got all the number to 10 booklets. And now with that one, I've got all the 1 of 1 booklets to go with it, including the Bat Barrel 1 of 1, which is pretty awesome. So that makes a pretty picture right there. of all 11 of them. But, you know, I'm sure many of you are the same way, especially set collectors or player collectors. You get down to one card, maybe two, and you just sit and wait and wait and wait. And sometimes they do hold you hostage a little bit when they think for some reason that, you know, it's worth a lot more than what you're willing to pay. But I'm glad he was reasonable and we could find a meeting place on that. So all 10 booklets and then the 11th booklet for the Bad Barrel. So 2008 Sterling. I've got all the number to tens, and I'm just missing. I don't do all the one of ones because it's a huge set, but I am getting down to about finished with it. So anyway, between that and the Hank and the DiMaggio and a TCMA, very happy with the recent mail days. Well, thanks for watching. Hope everybody's enjoying the baseball playoffs and NFL season. And we will talk, Lord willing, soon. Thanks you for watching. You all have a good one. Bye-bye.